Hi, it's Bruce. It's Sunday, April 17th, 2011, and I didn't realize it, but my last video I posted, someone commented that you should do something special for your next video because it's your 100th video. So it is. So I'm drinking. So here's to my 100th video, and I want to thank all my subscribers for subscribing and listening to me and stopping me on the street or in the theater if they see me and saying hi. So I am actually, I'm going to loosen up a little and have a little red wine. My favorite drink of choice. The subscriber who said, oh, you should do something special, I just didn't know what to do. And then two magical things happened yesterday, and I thought, I'll just talk about the two shows I've seen, and a couple things that happened, and a couple things about me and how this theater bug hit me. So, the first thing is that the theater bug hit me when I was growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, and my sisters had a couple, I'm the youngest, my sisters had a couple albums like My Fair Lady and Little Abner, and I played them, and then I didn't know what musicals were. I'd seen musical movies, so we went to all those, you know, Oklahoma and South Pacific, and I liked all that, but I didn't know what musical theater was. And there was a place near Cleveland called Kenley Players in Warren, Ohio, and I had my sister take me down because I had bought, through the Columbia Record Club, I started collecting Broadway scores, and I went to see Carnival. This is the CD. I don't think I have the original program from back then, with Ann Blythe. And it's the first time I ever saw anything on stage, and it was magical, 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 magical. So I got bitten. So I started collecting more albums, and one album hit me really, really hard, and it was the 2 LP recording of She Loves Me. So on my birthday in 1963, I had my parents take me to New York. They owed me something. No, we weren't that well off, but you know, it wasn't that hard to go to New York. And I got tickets to one show. Stupid me. Didn't know you could see more than one show. Of She Loves Me, and I got this lovely program. I stood backstage because I was invited by, I got Barbara Cook's autograph. I got Daniel Massey's autograph. I got a photo of Daniel Massey which he had sent me because I wrote him, and a lovely letter from Daniel Massey because I wrote him before we went. My first understudy tragedy happened. Barbara Baxley was not in the show. I wrote her about how sad that was, and I got a lovely letter, handwritten, from Barbara Baxley. I know you can't see any of these things, but I want to tell you that I was like a theater freak. So She Loves Me is the show that really sort of changed my life, and I got to meet Sheldon Harnick at his home once with his lovely wife Marjorie Gray, and I got to tell him that he changed my life. So that's sort of like what happened to me and how I got on this thing. And then I met, you know, 32 years ago, I met Bill Russell, a lyricist, and we've been together ever since, and I sort of live with musicals. All right, my first review, I'm not even going to talk much about. People in the Picture. Okay, I've been on a real roll lately. Wonderful things. This was terrible. If you want to see Donna Murphy, if you want to see all of Donna Murphy's work in her life, then go see it. She's very good. It's a musical about the Yiddish theater troupe and then the oncoming Nazi, the Third Reich, Hitler camps, concentration camps. This has a big flaw in it, is it tries to be too sincere almost, and it's just the music, the script, it just miss it. Okay, sorry, I never say that. Now, the play I saw yesterday, I know you know I love Arcadia, that's going to come up again in this conversation. But one of my other favorite plays forever and ever and ever is House of Blue Leaves. And I have a long history with House of Blue Leaves, and if you bear with me, I've got it all here. This is from the Truck and Warehouse Theater, the program from 1971, where I saw the original one with Lee Allen was Artie for 2 weeks, and I got to see Lee Allen. Ann Mira as Bunny, that's Ben Stiller's mother, and Katherine Helmond as Bananas. Loved this play so much. When I worked at the Cleveland Playhouse in the 70s, we did a production, and I saw it starring an actor named Richard Halverson, and I saw it over and over and over again. So I really was familiar with this play. Then in 1986, it opened at the Mitzi Newhouse Theater with John Mahoney, Ben Stiller as the son, Ronnie, Stockard Channing as Bunny, Swoosie Kurtz as Bananas, Julie Haggerty as Corinna Stroller, Christopher Walken as Billy. It then moved to the Vivian Beaumont, where I saw it again, with the same cast, exactly. Oh, and Patricia Clarkson was Corinna Stroller. Was she? Yes, Patricia. Oh, wait. Patricia Clarkson took over and became Corinna Stroller. So I saw Julie Haggerty, then Patricia Clarkson. Huh, how do you like that? Then I moved to the Plymouth, and I don't think I saw it there because I don't have a program. But I love this play. So, this production, it's in a preview, they're working on it. So, I don't like to say too much about those things, except that David Cromer's the director, and he takes a long time getting plays together. He takes his time working. He goes reality-based a lot, from what I understand. This is a farce. It's a dark farce, and it's a black comedy. I think it needs a little more pace. It's got Ben Stiller. I thought was wonderful. I think he has. There's always been a Stiller in a House of Blue Leaves production, or Mira, and I think he's got this play in his genes. I really liked his Artie Shaughnessy. Jennifer Jason Leigh, I adore Jennifer Jason Leigh. I think she's sort of a one-note bunny. You sort of get into her, and she gets a lot of the humor, but I think my best bunny was Stockard Channing. My best Bananas was Katherine Helmond ever. And Edie Falco's Bananas in this production, and she's good. The play still comes through, so I was happy I saw it. And I wish I could rave about it, but they are working on it. And it is a good cast, and they do get characters, and the play comes through. So, now, the one part that I think needs a little clarification is when the nuns come in and the Pope's on TV and the nuns are taking pictures, and Corinna's there losing her, I don't want to say too much, but she has some sight gags. That was all kind of muddled, and I didn't even get all the dialogue there. So if I didn't hear all the dialogue about what the nuns are doing with the television, I think the other audience members couldn't have gotten it either. So I think it needs the whole thing needs a little bit more pace, and a section like that needs actually a little separation or something, so it's a little clearer. But I did like this production, and I hope it gets better and better. And I've seen House of Blue Leaves, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many times in the Playhouse I've seen it. It's got to be over 15 times. So I do love it. So I got one good recommendation and one not so. Now, my two stories, way of time, I'm talking so much, is that why I love theater and the history of theater. In House of Blue Leaves is a wonderful performance by Hallie Pfeiffer, who is Jules Pfeiffer's daughter. In 1998, Bill and I were on a train coming from Boston to New York, and I was wearing a sideshow hat. This little girl, she was 12 maybe, comes to go, sideshow is my favorite musical. We're doing it at camp and blah, 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 blah. And my name's Hallie Pfeiffer, and my father's Jules Pfeiffer, and he's in the back, and I want to go get him. And he came, and he said, oh, hi, oh, my daughter loves this show. I love this show. I'm a Tony voter. And to see Hallie Pfeiffer grown up and playing the little nun in a wonderful performance, I really liked her scene, just brought the history of theater and that this little girl on the train is now this Broadway actress, and it was such an exciting thing. So we went to dinner with some friends from the UK after. I saw House of Blue Leaves and they saw Book of Mormon. We had dinner, we went for a drink at the Paramount Hotel, and sitting at the bar, Bill recognized, was director David LaVeaux, who's directed Arcadia, also Fiddler on the Roof and many other things. So I was on my way back from the bathroom and I passed him by and I didn't mind to interrupt, but I said, Mr. LaVeaux, I just love Arcadia, I love your work in it, I really thought this production was pretty fine, pretty wonderful. And then David LaVeaux just kept asking me my thoughts on it and questions, and I was telling him how I thought it was my favorite Tom Stoppard piece, and that, he had a great Septimus, and how the ending always gets me, and how it's a big puzzle, and he was like intended. He was telling me about, The Real Thing, and how that's a romantic play of Tom Stoppard's, but he thought Arcadia was much more a different kind of thing, sort of a bigger Tom Stoppard thing. So, honest to God, David LaVeaux kept talking to me for 10 minutes. It was really amazing. So in a day that these things happened to me in New York, seeing a wonderful production of House of Blue Leaves, that's only going to get better, I'm sure, talking to David LaVeaux, and he just grabbed my hand and shook it and was so happy to talk to me, really, honestly. And then seeing Hallie Pfeiffer grown up was just a wonderful way to celebrate my 100th, my 100th video. And I want to thank you all, and I hope you share my joy for theater.